We are back once again with Erika Brown, the publisher and editor of The Cricket, coming to us from her office in beautiful downtown Manchester by the Sea. How you doing, Erika?
Hey there, hey there.
Good to see you again.
Great to see you too.
Okay, I got a sneak peek of this week's edition. It looks beautiful. There's a lot going on. So, front and center, top half of the fold, the Gridiron Club. What's going on
Yeah.
there?
The Gridiron Club, well, what we're really talking about is the Gridiron Club's annual, it's almost a rite of passage. It's the annual bowling tournament that took place not this past weekend, the weekend before.
Mhm.
And it's always a raucous affair. It's fantastic. It takes place at Cape Ann Lanes, 16 teams of four, trash talking their way to glory.
Yeah. Only one team comes out alive. Yeah.
Exactly. One team comes out alive. And Tom Palazzolo, historically over the last 15 years, he's an organizer, an original organizer of the bowling tournament. He always catches so much crap. But he has his team, the Little League Jackets. They came out on top this for the third time in tournament history. They bested the real McCoys, and they got trash talking rights for the next year, and they raised a lot of money for sort of the sports programs at schools. It's really fantastic. But the names are like hilarious, like Hammer Times, my favorite. That's one of the teams. The Piscators, that's another one. I mean, they're just really great names, and really a fun time. And everyone showed up. It was a lot of fun. And congratulations to it was, I believe, Ray Baker, Dave McPherson, Tom Palazzola, and Mike Story. Those were the four guys on the winning team. There you go.
Very cool. And a special tip of the cap to Cape Ann Lanes. They have awesome leagues for veterans, for women, for children. They're doing that sort of fundraising thing all the time down there. So great story there. Erika, you made a recent visit to the igloos over at Mile Marker.
I did. I feel like I was kind of late to the game because they've been going on since COVID and I just haven't been. And what we're talking about, of course, is these igloos. It's outdoor winter dining at the Mile Marker up, on the Annisquam River by the Cut Bridge,
Yep.
around the corner from the boulevard. And, it's a marina. And usually I think of the Mile Marker, frankly, in the summertime. And I think a lot of people think of it. It's a great bar for the summer, and it's right on the water. It's fun. It's, that's what I think of. It's a summer oriented thing. Well, Tobin Dominic, who is the general manager of she's the owner. It's a family run business. She and her brother have taken it over. Her father started it. It's Cape Ann Marina, really. It's a marina with a hotel and a restaurant. And
There's
the
a lot
restaurant.
going on there. Yeah.
Exactly. So they have this incredible deck outside where it's great to have a drink in, as I mentioned, in the summertime. Well, starting in COVID, they got a new general manager for the restaurant, and he came up with this idea from, he had spent a lot of time in the Caribbean working there, and he came up with this idea of having outdoor dining with these domes, which is kind of a thing that's been happening for the last several years at kind of luxe resorts. Sort of, it's an extension of the kind of, the outdoor heaters and tents and things like that in sort of these ski areas. So he said, why don't we do outdoor dining? And it's really interesting, and I would encourage people to try it out because they've got these domes that they made themselves out of this kind of piping structures, and then they shrink wrapped it using the same vinyl and process that they do for winterizing boats over at the marina, right? Then they cut out these panoramic windows with these kind of specialized, really thick plastic glass. And then they sealed up the decking underneath the igloos, decorated the crap out of it. It's beautiful. And then, and put them right on the water. And it's heated, it's cozy, the food's good. It's really kind of fun. And especially now that daylight savings has happened, it's lighter until now 7 o'clock. And so you can get into one of these domes and just have the most beautiful view. It's really cool. I think it's a great idea and it works. So I just feel badly that I'm kind of late to the game because they've been doing it for a couple of years now. So
It's nice. And one thing too, Eric, it's like the winter sunsets. You get that view downriver too, and that's gorgeous. So
yeah, and then it also goes without saying, by the way, that you're looking out at the docks, which are by definition kind of quiet and sleepy and beautiful because the boats aren't there. It's a totally different vibe. In the summertime, it's like this kind of awesome energy. And in the winter, it's like really beautiful. It's a great time to do it. I would encourage people to go down.
yeah, very nice.
Anyway.
And you also had another great piece this week on Louisa Benke.
Oh, this was so beautiful. Chris McGinn did. I encourage anybody to go to the website and see the story, or if they get the paper, check it out. Chris McGinn, who is our features editor, she does such a good job. She's such a wonderful writer. And Louisa Benke, she happens to be the daughter of Jim Benke, who historically has written a lot of wildlife and nature pieces for us that are really amazing, like the wolves of Cape Ann, and the coyotes of Cape Ann. Sorry, not wolves, and things like that. And fishing. So it's his daughter. She's a teacher, and she lives in Essex, and she's a filmmaker too. And she's actually going into post-production. They've already filmed it for this extraordinary story about wild Mustangs in Wyoming, in the West, that are the result of an unintended consequence of an act to protect them in the 70s, a federal act to protect these wild Mustangs. Well, now they need to be wrangled because there's so many of them. It's worked very, very well, perhaps too well, and there are challenges associated with it. Louisa is a lifelong horse woman. She started riding, in Essex when she was very, very young. She went to school in Colorado and continued riding, and then she went and lived in Wyoming in a town of 450 people. And really was wrangling there. And the images of these women, it's called Women of the Wilderness, I believe, is the movie. You can see the trailer. They're about to go into editing, but Chris was able to talk to her about the movie and get these amazing, amazing pictures of these three women, and as part of this team that is wrangling out in the America's West. It's really beautiful. So I wanted to give her a little plug because it's an interesting story about an interesting woman.
Yeah, and gorgeous photos too. Yeah, Women of the Wilderness sounds like a B movie, but it's not. It's really a classy documentary. Very cool. Oh, and lastly, Erika, we just want to get the notice out there now, the date and time for the annual town meeting.
Yeah, town meeting's next week. It's going to be on Monday, the 3rd of April. That's the 3rd, right? 3rd.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
3rd of April, 6:30 at Memorial School, and they're really encouraging people. Diane Bucco put in a piece in the paper, and we put it on the front page, really encouraging people to come early so that they don't run into these problems that they have been running into the last couple times, with people not being able to get in or being processed late. I guarantee the technology is going to work, which technology problems. Yeah. Well, I'm not going to promise because I have nothing to do with it, but I would imagine that they're on it this time. But they're going to have a band. I think the a cappella group from school is going to be singing. They're going to bring in entertainment because they really want to encourage people to come early and not leave it to the last minute and then cause a problem trying to get in. So Monday, 6:30, Memorial School, Manchester.
There you have it, folks. Erika, we should join the Gridiron Club next year and call ourselves the Wolves of Cape Ann.
I'm in. There is one team of women, by the way, with the Gridiron Club. You got to give it out to them. So I would do it. I would do it with you. I'll join if I can, and I'll at least join the bowling. My big goal next year is let's do that, and then my other goal is joining the Elks Club in Gloucester. I'm joining the Elks Club. I'm getting in. I so want to be there.
You need a voucher on the application, so you can use me as a voucher, which makes me technically your godfather.
I love it. You got it.
All right, thanks for your time as always. We'll see you this time next week and talk about the big town meeting.
Bye, Kory.
Interested in a sponsorship? Email sponsor@1623studios.org to learn more.